about it. I'm on the Wonky's Place. Wonky's Place. Ooh, let's talk about it. Hey everybody, welcome to Wonky's Place Wednesdays. It's Wednesday at Wonky's Place. How's everybody doing? How was your Easter? How was your weekend? Did you get to see the eclipse? If so, was it 100%, 85%? How was it? Today is Wednesday, hump day. Woo woo! Tomorrow is my Friday. And I'm so happy because it's much needed. For those who are new and don't know, this is Wonky's Place. Let's talk about it. Me and my son started this foundation before he was murdered. And so I just wanted to keep it going because it's very important what we started it for. And I don't want to lose focus on that. And I also want to stay present while grieving. And trust me, this is helping me more than you know. So let's just jump right into it. I thought about nobody commented on whether they would like live or not. So I'm going to do my video until I can get me a microphone and do live. But I know I can do live without a microphone. Y'all know me, just want the microphone. Well, last Wednesday, we talked about Easter was coming, and it was my first Easter without him. And so we had Easter dinner Saturday at my sister's house, which was wonderful. The kids absolutely loved the big Easter eggs. So Auntie still got it. And I had a nice time. I did. And it's always nice to be around family. And funny thing is, though, Easter Sunday, I just went into a downward spiral. And honestly, I'm just now coming out of that slump. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to do anything. It was hard for me to get up out of the bed. I know I probably cried at least the whole week, starting from Sunday to today, which is fine because I'm grieving and I miss my son. And Easter was, again, another one of our special days that we spent together. So I missed that. I got him a Easter basket until he became a teenager. And then I stopped, and he still wanted the Easter basket. If he was here, funny thing is, if he was here, he would have wanted one of those eggs. He would have been like, Mommy, it don't matter how old I am. I still want Easter baskets. So, yeah, Easter was one of our special days, holidays. And he always went to church with me. And then, like I said last week, we would come and go to whoever house who was having dinner. And I missed that. I missed him. He was very highly missed on Easter. So that's how my Easter went. That's how my week after Easter has been going. And again, like I said, today I'm starting to come above the water just a little bit. I'm still floating, but now my head is up on top of the water, floating. And it's expected. I have to give myself grace. This is going to be a journey, and probably like a marathon journey. And I'm okay with that. Yeah, so last week I talked about when he first got diagnosed with ADD, which is, again, a mental illness. And so I think I discussed last week that I gave him, they prescribed him Ritalin, and I didn't like what it did to him, so I took them off. And again, I did natural stuff. Then I put him on sports, football, anything to get that energy out. And so as he got older, the ADD, it turned into ADHD. And he was better able to, well, he was better able to understand what was going on, because I with him with the ADHD, because everybody know me, I'm gonna read up on it, I'm gonna find out, and I told him, the different symptoms of it and different things of it. And if you've been around Anthony, he doing 3+ things at one time. He could be eating and then I gotta go, he'll go outside, and then he'll come back. I'm like, just sit down and eat. And so even when he used to come here to the house, he'd be up, down. Then he'll come at mommy, what you doing? Then he'll stepdad, what you doing? Then he'll come back down and sit down. Then he'll get up and I need to be doing this. And he just couldn't never sit still. And that's why oftentimes when I do my postings, sometimes I say I miss his noise. Yeah, I miss his noise. I miss all of that. And so as he got older, it turned into ADHD. And I'm learning that he was doing the best that he could, considering the mental illnesses that he had. And I'll just, I'll get more in depth into him, more talk about the different ones that he had and how they came about as a result of what he had been through, his testimony, and how I anything that I thought of, anything that I heard, if I felt like, this could help my son, we were signing him up. I was signing him up because I just wanted him to be happy and healthy, not just physically, emotionally, and mentally. And all of that plays a part in your mental health and different mental illnesses. Yeah, so, and he wanted me to create this platform so that he can talk about it. So that's why the foundation is called Wonky's Place, and the subtitle is Let's Talk About It, meaning that let's talk about whatever it is that's bothering you. Let's talk about it and know that it's okay to get help, and most of all, trust God, because that's what I'm doing, trusting God through this process. I know He didn't choose me for this for no reason. I know it's a purpose for this, a greater purpose for the loss of my son, because I know that God loves me, and in His word He says He put no more on us than we could bear. And I was just telling my best friend this morning, I said, God must be really think I'm one of His soldiers. And that I'm stronger than he, I know. I said, because this is a hard one. This is a test. And I think it's hard for me. That's why I'm so grateful that I'm doing my therapy, because I'm learning a lot. But I think it's so hard for me because I don't like to not have control. I don't like to feel defeated. I don't like to, I don't like to feel like I'm, again, just defeated, because I'm competitive, and then I'm even with myself, I'm competitive. But it is really hard for me to, that's why I constantly have to tell myself, Priscilla, give yourself grace. You just lost your son, your only child. And it's okay. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to be like run mountains. You don't have to do that. You just feel what you feel. And I have to give myself grace, because I've always been a person that always had it together. Well, at least I thought I did. And I always had everything in control. At least I thought I did. And so I think I feel like, well, I don't think, I know I feel like the one thing that I couldn't control, and that was losing my son, the best part of me. And I beat myself up constantly because I'm thinking something you should have did, something you should have said. Maybe you shouldn't have waited for him to call you. You should have called him. And honestly, you guys, it's exhausting. It's exhausting to fight that every single day. And I know it was nothing that I could have did, but I felt like I lost. But I know I won because God, in Christ we win. But I'm just honestly telling you how I feel. And I felt like I lost that battle. I felt like I lost. I lost that battle. And it's really, really hard for me to even accept and admit that I didn't lose, because it wasn't me. I couldn't control it. It's hard for me to accept that. It's because I've always made it right for him. I've always. And the one thing that I couldn't do that night was to save him. I feel like I should have been there to protect him. I feel like maybe if you would have picked him up. Just all kind of stuff goes through my mind, and I know I'm still just really highly emotional because just still thinking about Easter and still, and yeah, so I just thought I thought I could prevent this kind of stuff, this from happening to him, because I always talked to him. I always kept it open with him. But what I understand now is that I wasn't fighting against flesh and blood. I was fighting against spirits and principalities. And as much as I wanted him to stay, he wanted much more peace. He wanted to stop being tormented. And so he's at peace now. And now I was just talking to my sister, I think it was yesterday, and I was telling her the other day I was trying to figure out, who am I? Because I'm like, who am I? I don't know. And it just came to me that who I am and who I was and why I gave him my whole life. My whole life revolved around him. Before he passed, if you asked me who am I, my answers would be, my first answer would be, I'm Anthony's mom. I'm his supporter. I'm his biggest fan. I mean, it was me and him. And I know I've already said that I had him when I was 14. It was me and him ever since I was 14. So the only thing that I knew what to do and what to be is a mom. And now that my treasure is in heaven, I don't know who I am, but I trust God that one day I will know who I am. Outside of just being a mom. So, as always, thank you all for coming to Wonky's Place Wednesday. Thank you all for listening. And as always, I always end it with my love, my joy, my reason, my son. Mommy, miss you forever. And forever, I'm going to miss you. Bye, everybody. See you next week. Back here at Wonky's Place. Good night.